How y'all doing today? Welcome with Cooking with OBG, our first cooking show of many we're gonna do. We're gonna do a series of different demonstrations of how we prepare some of our food in the kitchen and everything. Today we're gonna start with trimming and seasoning brisket. We'll give you the techniques we do when we trim brisket and season it. As you can see, we got a perfectly untrimmed brisket. We have unwrapped it, soaked it in water, let some of that blood flow off of it, pat dried it, and getting it ready to be trimmed and seasoned. So first we're gonna start off with this fat cap right here. We're gonna take that fat cap off. You can render it, but it's not very good to the taste. So what we do is trim this off. You wanna keep that meat on there, but yet you wanna take that nice fat piece off right there. As you can see, you finish trimming off the edge right there and it'll pop right off. You see how thick that is? That's not good to the taste at all. Drop that down. You can also take that and make talent with it. And take that and pour it all over your brisket when it gets done. And when you wrap it, pour it on top, make it nice and moist. Next, we start on this silver skin. There's a little bit of silver skin, as you can see. It covers the meat. It kind of makes your meat tight. So you want to take that off of there. So first we're going to take the knife and make it flush with your meat. Go up under that fat and just slice it off. Get your real sharp paring knife and take it off. As you can see, it just pulls right off as you go. Really simple, really simple. Get that off of there. And all this we're gonna take off, and then we're gonna flip it over. And when you flip it over, we really wanna make that fat at about 1/4 of an inch. So we take this all off right here. As you can see, this trims right off. And everybody does their brisket different, but this is how we do it at OBG, and that fabulous food you taste all the time. We're gonna show you how to do it so you can do it at your own home sometime. All right, next you're gonna take your knife, set it down. You're gonna scoop your brisket up a little bit. I'll flip it around so you can see. Here we go. All right, so now it's a hard piece of fat right there. What we're gonna do is just take your knife, flush right here, take that off. This is that hard fat, what I was talking about. You don't want that. That doesn't render very well. It's got a little meat on it, but that's okay because that meat usually tends to burn because it's thinner. Take that off right there. All right. Kind of finish this off right here. All right. Here we go. All right, next is a piece of fat that separates the cap. It separates that doesn't render well either. So you got your flap and then you got your cap. So what we're gonna do is just take this piece of fat right there, go around. And the knife, just let the knife do the work. You get you a sharp knife, don't do it with a dull knife. Get you a sharp knife and get in there. And like I said, it does it the same exact way as that other piece of fat. Next, we're gonna flip the brisket over. Now you see, we got that fat piece off. We got this right here. There's a layer of real thick fat that goes right here. You wanna take it at 1/4 of an inch. So what you just do is take your knife, always cut away from you. Always cut away from you. Really easy. Get you a sharp knife. Always cut away. And what we're doing is taking that skin, that fat down to 1/4 of an inch. Yep. Go. Sometimes you might hit a little thicker than the other piece, sometimes just like that. It's okay. As long as you got enough fat on to protect that meat. What I'm gonna do is take this off right here. Boom. Okay. Right. And last, we're done trimming the fat. Fat's pretty, it's not that much fat on here. We do use prime brisket to let you know that. We don't use choice, we use the better half of brisket. So next you take this, you take your knife and you'll see there's a thin meat and fat ratio. This burns. If you don't want no burnt pieces on your brisket, you want to take that off. So right here, we're gonna take the knife, go around with it, just in a circle. So you're pretty much almost, the fat and everything ratio is the same. So that way when you cook that brisket, it'll be nicely even cooked. There we go. Set your knife down, pick your brisket up. Take your brisket on a pan, a sheet pan, set it down. I like to put on 4 layers of gloves because all you gotta do is take each layer off as you go. Boom, boom. Very simple. You get rid of those raw gloves and there you go, you got your new set of gloves. Here we go. Put about, like I said, 3 or 4 pieces on, you'll be good to go. You'll be finished with all you think. All right. So I usually use one hand to season, one hand to rub. Each layer of rub we do, you don't want it to sit on top of your meat. You want it to be rubbed into your muscle fibers. You can see the muscle fibers are kind of broke down a little bit. You got a nice fat content, but yet you got good marbling, but these muscle fibers break down. You want that seasoning to penetrate that right there. And what we use is that W sauce. Gotta love that W sauce. Garlic, a little bit of AP, secret season, can't tell you everything. And then our house, made in-house barbecue seasoning. Yes, like I said, we make it in-house. We make our barbecue sauce in-house, we make our seasoning in-house. First, we're gonna start with garlic, rub, AP, rub, our binder, Worcestershire sauce, which is that W sauce. Just simple household or home. You can use at home or whatever. So we're gonna start with garlic. My technique I use, I got it from my grandfather. A lot of people take it and just throw it on there, rub it on. No, you gotta gently sprinkle it on. You gotta sprinkle it on there. So we're gonna take some of that garlic, get you a pinch. It falls like snow, as you say. Falls like snow. So take your brisket, you get all corners, ends, crevices, and everything. You lift your brisket up, boom, and rub it in. Rub it in. Get you some more. Rub it in. Rub that in. Don't miss a side or nothing. You gotta get every crevice. All right, after you get your garlic all rubbed in and everything, and sometime it'll clump up on you, that's fine. Once you put that W sauce in there and rub that in there, it's gonna get into a muscle fiber. Next, we're gonna go with AP. Sprinkle like snow. Very old technique that my grandfather used to use, because you get an even spread. Rub like snow. Get you all rubbed in there. Next is your W sauce. All wondering, that is your Worcestershire sauce. And you just, as you go, you rub it in. It'll rub in, there we go. Nice and rub. And what you're doing is rubbing it all into them grains and muscles and everything. You're right. Once that's all rubbed in, next we go with our barbecue seasoning we make in-house. Our season has everything we know what's inside of. You know how sometimes you get that season where you can't pronounce it? Ours is not like that. We know everything that goes into this. Everything, we make it in-house. Season that right there. All right. Get every crevice, like I said. It's already smelling good. Tell you that. It's already smelling good. It's not even in the smoker yet. All right. Once you got that all pat dried, and not pat dried, but rubbed in, here we go. Now we flip it over, and it's the same exact process. Flip it over like so. Remember, we always keep that one glove to season with, one glove to rub with. So we're gonna take that glove off and take this glove off. Got a whole new set of gloves? Garbage, here we go. Next, we're gonna start with the garlic. Same exact process. So everything, and we rub that on in there. Rub it on in there. Rub it on in there. Rub it on in there. There we go. All right. And there we go. A perfectly seasoned brisket, ready to go in that smoker. Now it's time to put it in the smoker. You ready? All right. Temperature nice and ready. I usually go with 215, 220. It's the max we do. You see that nice smoke? Clean smoke. Smells delicious. Right. Get your brisket. Fat down. Jiggling, 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 jiggling.
Yeah, gotta do something else right now.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Yeah, buddy, nice and tender. That's what you want, nice and tender.
Good. Real good.
Thank you for tuning in, Cooking with OBG. Until next time, like I always say, don't bite your finger.